Oops, forgot to talk. Hey everyone. I'm trying to get this going. Sorry. Okay. So I'm Cassie Sykes. For more than 2 decades, I've helped individuals and veterinary practice owners untangle the mess of taxes and finances so they can focus on their lives and their work. Today's topic might sound a little bit dramatic, but I promise it's one of the most common situations I see. Your tax pro disappears. Maybe they stop answering calls. Maybe the office door is locked one day. Maybe you just can't get a response when you need one. Suddenly, you're left wondering, what happens to my estimates? What about my withholding? Oops. How do I keep from getting hit with penalties? The good news is you don't have to panic. You're not powerless. Today, I'll walk you through 5 clear steps on how to get back on track, protect yourself, and keep your tax planning moving forward. Again, I already said it, but I am Cassie Sykes. I'm an enrolled agent and the founder of Greener Pastures Income Tax. For more than 2 decades, I've guided business owners, particularly veterinarians, through the maze of finances and taxes so they can finally see where their money is going and make decisions with clarity and confidence. As an EA, I'm federally licensed by the U.S. Department of the Treasury, which gives me the ability to represent taxpayers anywhere in the country. Whether it's filing an annual return, navigating an IRS audit, or mapping out long-term financial strategies, I specialize in taking the overwhelming and turning it into practical step-by-step solutions that actually move you towards your goals. I'm based here in East Texas with my husband and our 2 teenagers. And honestly, some days it feels like keeping up with IRS regulations is simpler than juggling teenage schedules and moods. But I've learned that when you lead with clarity, stay consistent, and don't forget to laugh, both become manageable. With that, let's jump into today's topic. Stick with me until the end, and you'll walk away with real strategies you can start putting into practice immediately. So first step is to gather what you already have. So you need to take inventory of what's in your hands. Pull together your most recently filed tax return, your year-to-date pay stubs, and any prior estimated vouchers or worksheets your tax pro may have prepared. Even if you don't fully understand them, having these documents in one place will give you a starting point. This matters because IRS calculations and state estimates are all built on prior year data plus year-to-date updates. Without those, you're flying blind. With them, you can at least start piecing together where you stand. Let me refresh and make sure this is working right. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Um, the second step, oops, is to look at how your money's coming in. So if you're an employee, you need to check your pay stubs for federal and state withholding. If you own a business, you need to look at what you've earned so far this year and any draws that you've taken. The key is knowing what income has already been reported and what taxes have or haven't been covered. A disappearing tax pro often means no one is monitoring these numbers. So by reviewing them yourself, you can spot red flags. Red flags would be no withholding or large gaps in estimated payments. The third step is to recalculate or reset. So if you've already been making estimated payments, that's great. Definitely keep those records. But if you're not sure what you should pay next, it's time to recalculate. You can do this one of 2 ways. First is using the safe harbor method, which is paying 100% of last year's tax or 110% if your income is higher. The second is if your income has changed significantly based on your year-to-date numbers and project forward. So the safe harbor method ensures you avoid penalties, but the projection method keeps you closer to reality. And if you're paying your estimates correctly, when you file, you're just reconciling. So you're just saying, this is what I owed and this is what I paid, and or even Steven. If you're not paying estimates, that's when you're going to get this big tax bill that you're going to have to come up with all this money at one time. So Either way, safe harbor or projection method, the point is to get payments flowing again rather than freezing up because you lost your advisor. I'm going to say that again because it's important. Something happens and people freeze and they don't make any steps, they don't make any changes, they don't do anything, they just freeze. So freezing is going to make you frozen, and you're going to have issues later. So try not to freeze. Step 4 is to adjust your withholding if needed. So if you're an employee, you'll get a W-2 at the end of the year. So if you're a W-2 employee and your tax pro disappears, you are adjusting your withholding is one of the fastest fixes. Submit a new W-4 withholding form. California has a DE-4 instead of a W-4. So you submit a new withholding form to your employer and increase your federal and state withholding to cover the gap if you're in a state that has state taxes. Um, if you're a business owner, you may want to set aside a set percentage of each draw into a tax savings account until you have more guidance. Withholding is powerful because it's considered paid evenly throughout the year by the IRS, no matter when it's actually withheld. So if you discover you're short mid-year, bumping up withholding now can save you from penalties later. Step 5 is to put a system in place. So finally, don't let this happen again. If your tax pro vanished, that's a signal you need a better system. So whether that means hiring a more reliable professional or learning to track your own numbers with software and reminders, the goal is to make your tax planning predictable. I always tell clients that estimates and withholding shouldn't be a guessing game. They should be part of a clear plan that ties back to your goals, whether that's to break even, getting a refund, or freeing up some cash flow. This very fuzzy slide is one of, it's a practical sheet that we use for our own clients. So it's a simple estimated tax tracker that keeps everything organized. You've got your due dates, amounts, payments made, so nothing slips through the cracks. So if this sounds like something that would help you, let me know, reach out. I'm happy to share. It's just, like I said, a simple sheet, but I'm happy to share. Just ask after the live and I'll get it sent over. To recap your 5 steps. So you're going to gather your documents, number 1. Number 2, review your income flow. Number 3, recalculate your estimates. Number 4, adjust withholding if needed. And number 5, put a better system in place. So losing your tax pro or your accountant doesn't mean losing control. You have tools and you have options. Don't freeze. If you're still sitting here thinking that's exactly what I'm dealing with, I don't know where to start, that's where I can step in. I work with individuals and veterinary practice owners every day to help rebuild that clarity, set up a tax plan, and make sure estimates and withholding are handled with confidence. You can reach out to me directly here on Facebook or head over to my booking link. I'll drop that. It's right here on this slide, and I'll also drop it in the comments. Before you go, I want to share an incredible resource designed to elevate your veterinary practice's financial success. I put together a free ebook just for you. It's called 7 Financial Strategies. Inside, you'll discover practical steps to increase your profitability, improve your cash flow, and make smarter financial decisions for your practice. You can grab your free copy in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this helpful, like this video, share it with other veterinarians. If this is something you want to implement in your own practice, don't forget to book your free call. I'll get you the info on that call you need to help you get everything set up correctly. Next Wednesday, we will be doing our next live training. We're going to be talking about 7 ways veterinary practices can boost profit without adding more hours. I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for joining us. Oops. Stop, share, end call.